Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Jack of All AI's Perspectives. Today with me I have Rick Huang, who is a data scientist and technical marketing engineer at NetApp. Rick, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast, Jack.
No problem at all, Rick. And listen, I've seen that you have three sessions at NVIDIA's GPU Technology Conference next month. And one of those is about using a distributed method for training in the cloud. I've noticed that that's actually quite a problem when it comes to, utilizing GPU instances up there or on someone else's computer, as some will say. How is it that we're helping with that? How is it that NetApp is helping with that effort?
Yeah, that is a great question, Jack. So for large-scale distributed training, the problem becomes, as you said, we are using somebody else's compute, right? But at the same time, cloud provides agility. So if you have a containerized environment and you can use Kubernetes to manage your resources, then it doesn't really matter from a data scientist perspective what the compute instance belongs, and is actually a cost problem. And yeah, we can go into details more.
And I think the other interesting thing as well is that something that I've known for a long time now is that people typically will start bare metal even up in the cloud, and in a non sort of optimized fashion, you can actually get something and experience what's called GPU starvation, where your data isn't getting to the GPU fast enough. Are we able to help with that at all? And what technologies underlying that?
Yes, for sure. As you mentioned, there's GPU starvation problem. And the way to solve it is actually use a distributed framework, right? And
Right.
it doesn't really matter where the framework comes from, but in our case, we use NVIDIA Desk that enables multi-node, multi-GPU training.
Wow, that's awesome. I can't wait to see your talk actually, and probably for the audience, I'll link that down below. But do you have a quick summary of the other talks that you'll be giving during GTC?
Sure. I have two other sessions. One is COVID-19 lung CT lesion segmentation and image pattern recognition with deep learning. For that one, we are working with SFL Scientific, and we developed use cases to perform this lung CT lesion segmentation using NVIDIA Clara and also NetApp Data Science Toolkit for versioning of your data as well as your model.
Wow,
And the
that's a real sort of rounded solution. And I think SFL are one of our AI consultancies, so I think this again, it's a really powerful angle that we've got, and it's great to have them in our ecosystem. And sorry, what was your last talk?
Right, the last talk is AI inferencing in the core and the cloud. That one is very interesting because the demo we're gonna show is actually a advanced version of NetApp Retail Assistant I developed last year using NVIDIA Javas. And this year, we have a continuous training information retrieval question answering pipeline using Elasticsearch, Java's Q&A, and of course, NetApp snapshots to take the snapshot of your model after transfer learning toolkit, as well as your data from your document database.
That's really kind of blown my mind because again, we're talking about building componentry and actually it's still on the backs of other people in that respect, but we're not reinventing the wheel. And I think that's a real key proponent to AI success and factors that really organizations need to lend themselves on. I think I'd really welcome any company to come to us and talk to us about these kind of strategies, because really, organizations need to be focusing on that last mile. Let the infrastructure and so on really be best of class, and rely on your vendors to provide that for you. But certainly, you know, what excites you about, certainly let's not talk about the last year, but certainly what excites you about the year going forward in the AI sense? What's really exciting for you?
Yeah, the exciting part is I am seeing different industry verticals advancing, right? For example, autonomous vehicle driving. We have actually another team within NetApp developing, has already developed a AI solution for autonomous lane detection. And for, yeah, in other verticals like media, advertising, locally here in Los Angeles, we also have big media companies. And for them is the streaming war, right? You see many, everyone is cutting off cable and trying to get into streaming platforms. And streaming platform itself is a big data problem, also AI and analytics problem.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, and I'm a huge streamer, and I have to actually distribute the Wi-Fi throughout my house because if I'm in here working, my wife's watching 4K HDR content on my TV in the living room. Suddenly, my bandwidth requirements go up. So I've had to learn a little bit about networking over these certainly over this past year to overcome those challenges. But I think, and certainly where AI can help in the sense of streaming is around things like super resolution, right? And also distributing copies of TV shows, of series, of audio, whatever it is. And I've also seen some really cool demos, being ex NVIDIA, whereby really NVIDIA's thing was cut the cord with their Shield TV streaming device. The latest version uses super resolution inferencing locally on the device to improve the picture quality of lower quality streams. I think, again, we're going to see telecommunications companies and content distributors starting to adopt these methodologies. Listen, Rick, you've been awesome. Thanks so much for dialing in, which is quite early for you over in LA. I wish I was over there because, the sun in the UK is starting to creep out, but it's still not here. But I wish you all the best, and thanks so much for being part of this. Thank you, mate. Take care.
Thank you, Jack.
So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining. Please comment anything you'd like to see in future podcasts, and subscribe. See you soon and take care. Stay safe out there, guys. Cheers.